Hi, Kimsey back. I am here continuing the conversation about how to protect yourself against both acute and chronic viral infections. And in this talk, we're going to talk about specific nutrients that can help your immune system eliminate viral infections. So in the first lecture, we talked about how viruses work, the two different mechanisms that occur, one in acute viral infections and the second in chronic viral infections. And I talked a little bit also about how chronic viral infections can contribute to chronic disease as well. So autoimmune conditions, chronic fatigue, chronic pain, digestive issues, respiratory sinus issues, things along skin issues, things along those lines. In the second talk, I talked about some how to objectively quantify your susceptibility and resiliency towards a viral infection, acute or chronic. So there I went through some lab markers that you can look at, like if you have labs from blood work from a routine physical, or if you wanted more current set of labs that either we can help you run or your doctor can help you run. And we went through some specific markers to look at, like white blood cells, C-reactive protein, and a few other markers in there. And then in this talk, we're going to talk about some specific nutrients that you can use to see this here, some specific nutrients that you can use to support your immune system in either keeping a chronic viral infection suppressed or helping you actually fight an acute viral infection. So, two nutrients that are worth mentioning, and these specifically help with your immune response against a viral infection, are vitamin C and zinc. So the two ways that these main nutrients work, this goes kind of the theme in general for natural solutions, but with vitamin C and zinc specifically in their immune effects, they can help. One, vitamin C helps with the innate immune response. So going back to that T cell response that is needed to help use chemicals, specifically in an acute viral infection, vitamin C supports the T cell response in allowing T cells to use cytotoxic chemicals to kill the virus. So that's one mechanism. Another mechanism that vitamin C helps is in preventing the replication of the virus within the cell. And another way that vitamin C can help is by increasing certain immune modulating chemicals to help attract other cells, other immune cells to the scene to basically make for a more robust immune response. Okay, so we have the use of chemicals to prevent the proliferation and the replication of viruses that vitamin C can help with. Vitamin C helps with the T cell response and use of cytotoxic chemicals to kill the virus, and then also helps modulate the chemicals called cytokines that are used to attract other immune cells, T cells, to the site to make for a more robust immune response. And I should say zinc. Actually, I'll get to that in a minute. There's other mechanisms that are involved, but these are worth mentioning with vitamin C. Okay, and then also vitamin C has, granted we don't see this mechanism at play as much with viral infections, but to some degree, depending on the viral infection, we can. Vitamin C, it's worth mentioning, also has natural antihistamine effects. So it can be really helpful with like rhinitis and common colds, which is also caused by a virus type of symptoms. Zinc, one big way that zinc helps your immune system is in the cellular communication between immune cells. Zinc helps the cellular communication. Zinc also helps with appropriate replication of your own immune cells. So when they're being created in the bone marrow and then either maturing in the bone marrow or in the thymus, zinc helps with the appropriate manufacturing, if you will, of our own immune cells so that we actually have a robust immune system. So going back to like immunosuppressive states, for example, zinc can be really helpful at recovering from immunosuppressive states because it helps with the production of our own immune cells. Next, we look at some antiviral herbs or antimicrobial herbs. And these antimicrobial herbs can act in a couple different ways too. Not only can they help with our immune response, but they can also have some antiviral properties in and of themselves. So a few of my favorites include oil of oregano, elderberry, licorice, glycyrrhiza licorice. Be careful with that one because that can actually increase blood pressure too. So you don't want to just go supplementing with licorice all on your own. In fact, all of these, there's very specific therapeutic means of using them. The doses matter, interactions with other medications matter. So I don't necessarily recommend just going and buying these and taking them willy-nilly on your own. That's where a qualified practitioner can help immensely with using these safely and appropriately and effectively. Okay. And then, so oil of oregano, berberine is another one, elderberry is another one, and licorice was another one that I had talked about. So some of those are my go-tos. Thyme is another great one. Some of these essential oils are really, really effective. And some of the mechanisms by which these help, one that's worth mentioning is some of these herbal remedies help with viral agglutination. So when viral proteins can agglutinate, it makes them bigger, if you will, and that makes them easier for our immune system to deal with. So some of these herbal remedies can help with viral agglutination. Another means is they can help with the breaking down the viral, depending on the kind of virus that it is. It has that lipid membrane that surrounds it. And some of these herbal remedies can help with breaking down that lipid membrane so that our immune system is again more effective at getting in to destroy the virus itself. And then sometimes they can interact with the viral DNA and how that behaves in our own in our own cells. So those are some helpful tools. Again, like I said, this is just for your own awareness to give you some evidence-based advice on how natural solutions can be used. Again, please do not use, supplement with these on your own. Either work with a qualified practitioner or consult with your doctor. By no means is any of this supposed to be used for actual medical advice. So please talk with your doctor first. I'm also happy to talk on a more one-on-one clinical environment to give more specific advice once I know the state, many other factors of your own health. Okay. All right. So I hope that helps give you an idea of how viruses work, how some underlying, possibly unknown contributing factors can contribute to your susceptibility or resiliency against viral infections, and then lastly, some natural solutions. And it should also be worth mentioning that, when we talked in our last talk about some of these comorbidities, so obesity, high blood pressure, diabetes, things along those lines, autoimmune conditions, how these affect your susceptibility and resiliency to a viral infection, it's really worth highlighting. That is why taking care of your overall health has never been more important. So if you've ever thought about addressing some of these chronic, long-standing issues, now is the best time to do it. It is more in our face than ever. And that is truly where integrative nutrition can really, really shine. We can help you in assessing the current objective state of your health and then putting together a plan to address some of those root contributing factors to sustain your health long term, but then also make you more resilient and less susceptible to contracting any kind of infection, including a viral infection. Okay, hope this was helpful. Again, don't hesitate to reach out.